This video is brought to you by Real Truck. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end of this video so I can tell you all about Real Truck and why you should be using them for all of your truck accessories. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Today we are here to answer the ever important question, mid-size or full size? And we have a special guest, Nick from Guitarmageddon. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so we are here today, like I said, with Nick from Guitarmageddon. This is his truck. Now, he has a full-size Silverado, as you guys can see in the back there. We arranged them very cleverly to make them look as cool as possible. This is the best we're gonna get for off-roading in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So, as you guys can see, this is the question at hand. Mid-size or full-size? What this video is actually part 2 of a 2-part series. The very first part I filmed with Nick is over on Truck Central. I will put the link in the description down below. I drove his full-size and we kind of talked about what his truck has as far as aftermarket mods and whether or not it's something that most people would be able to drive or would want to drive. Now, obviously, the other part of that equation is the mid-size truck. As you guys know, I just recently got my Colorado's ZR2, and this is a question I get from time to time though. Why did I get this instead of a full size? The title of this video is going to be mid-size versus full size, why I bought a Colorado instead of a Silverado, and we're gonna kind of figure out how a full-size truck owner feels about the mid-size truck. We're gonna drive it, we're gonna go over all the mods, which isn't a gigantic list yet, but it is coming. And we're gonna talk about why I bought this one instead of this one, and whether or not Nick feels the same after owning a full size, if he would even entertain the idea of owning a mid-size instead. So, before we do that though, we're gonna go ahead and put these things head to head and see how the exhaust sounds, because that's one of the coolest things of these two, is that they're very different. And obviously one of them is gonna sound probably better, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
This is probably going to be a little bit unfair because that is a V8, that is an aftermarket Corsa exhaust, but that sounds freaking amazing. All right, so let's see how the V6 compares to that. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Sport or GM Performance exhaust on the ZR2, and I recently found out that this particular performance exhaust is made by Corsa. So technically we both have Corsa exhausts, but of course this is the V8. It's going to make a little bit better sound, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to be, this is a V6, right?
Yeah.
You said? Yeah. So
I'm not really expecting this to beat this, but I think it sounds all right.
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the idle.
Did I win?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I like the idle more than I like the rev.
Yeah. I mean, the performance exhaust sounds better than the stock exhaust, but at the end of the day, this is a V6. It's not going to be winning any awards, but it sounds good.
Right.
This sounds way better, but if I had a V8 in that, I think we could.
Apples to oranges,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
But these like guards.
Rock sliders, yeah.
Rock sliders, whatever you call them.
Yeah, for the off-roaders in us.
Oh boy, so where's my size tag?
All right.
No, it's actually higher than I thought. But
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so this feels like an SUV, a small crossover SUV.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is like this rides more like a car than it does a truck. Which
Definitely smaller.
that's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's really your preference, I think. So this is a ZR2, and the options are, is this fully optioned or?
Yeah, so this literally has every option you could get. So I got the Bose sound system. Yeah, everybody always says that.
It smells new.
I got the Bose, I got the GM Performance exhaust, I got the bed lighting like you have, and the Midnight Edition package, which gives it like the sport lights up on top and stuff. Other
like
than
the
that,
black bow ties and stuff. Is that midnight?
No,
is that the Midnight Edition?
I added that. That's a
did you?
vinyl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
looks like a factory black bow tie.
There you go, guys. I told you it was a good mod. Yeah, it took a little while because I had to hit it with like a heat gun and work it into the little.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it does have a heated steering wheel, heated seats, no air conditioned seats. Like I said, I mean, it was almost $50,000. Actually, I'm sorry, it was a hair over 50.
Oh yeah. So it's same price as that then.
Yeah, and that's why this is a perfect comparison, because literally I could have bought this or his full-size Silverado for about the same money. Now, where things really differ from this to his Silverado though is these two buttons down here for locking differentials, the front and rear. I can lock both of them and basically go crazy off-road. That's one option, believe this or not. That is only available in like 5 trucks in the world.
What?
Yeah, and only 2 of them are full-size trucks.
Now mine locks in the rear.
Yeah, auto lockers in the rear is common. Having a front locker is almost unavailable.
Nice. What is this?
That's just my garage door opener.
Oh. There's a little thing there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Other than, if that wasn't there, you could use that for, I mean, the options are near endless. You could put anything in there.
You could, because it's such a big
right.
It's literally like this big.
Yeah. All right, so we got the floor shifter in here, whereas in Nick's truck we had the column shifter, which is more common for a truck, but in this case we'll settle for what is a car or SUV style shift knob. Other than that, I mean, you could tell little similarities though between your truck, like even the knobs to adjust the HVAC system and stuff. It's all the same.
Like the knobs, the material around the knob is the exact same thing that was on my truck. So we're talking a 4-year difference here.
Yeah.
And even this, even the bezel around your steering wheel is the exact same.
Well, the thing is like the majority of what you're seeing here has been the same in the Colorado since 2015.
Why didn't they update it?
I don't know. That's a lot of people were asking that question, like specifically this should have been a push button.
The key start, yeah.
Because they updated the front end in 21, but they did nothing with the interior. So I don't absolutely hate the interior the way a lot of people online do.
It's pretty clean.
I think it's classy for what it is, especially coming from my Z71 where a lot of the interior was black and gray. I hated that. And the seats had a cloth insert, hated that. These are all leather. The interior is all black. It's got stitched ZR2 in the headrests. It feels a little more premium.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? That's cool. I like that. It reminds me of the ZL1 Camaros when they had the ZL1 stitched in the headrest. Yeah.
It's meant to feel sportier because it is a sportier truck, but
I like the seats. They feel nice.
I like them too.
Yeah.
So let's go for a ride. We're gonna kind of see what he thinks of the truck just riding in it first, and then we're gonna get him in the driver's seat and see what he thinks. So one thing, going back to the part 1 of this video, when you were riding and when you were driving the truck, you said it was not as stiff as this. Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I notice that in the passenger seat, which right now I don't. I just,
when we're going over certain bumps, you'll notice.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quiet. The tires aren't very noisy. Like my truck, they're noisy. I don't know if you noticed that when you're driving it.
It's kind of weird though, because I guess it's because your tires are wider. Because otherwise, the tread on these are about the same. They're knobby.
Yeah, because these are all terrains, right?
Yeah. What's
on it?
Wrangler Duratrax.
The Goodyear Duratrax. Yeah, that's a good tire.
Yeah, it is a good tire. But here's a V6.
Man, all that power.
I know.
It puts me back in my seat.
You can barely handle it.
No, I don't even know how fast you're going.
I know. Fast. Like it maxed out at 300.
Yeah.
It's not bad though. In real terms, like obviously the V8 sounds good. It's definitely going to be faster. This is not bad for a daily driver though, because it's manageable. Meaning you could daily drive this if you wanted to, and it's not going to be a problem. Yeah. And that's exactly what it is for me as a daily driver.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that it is a little stiffer. I think you're right. Like riding in the full size, it's more of like a float.
Yeah.
This is stiffer. Honestly, this kind of well, when I drive it, I'll know more. But like riding in it, it reminds me of like the Blazer RS. It's not as high, obviously, as this is, you know, off the ground, but it reminds me of it in the ways like the interior size. No, it's a
Frontier.
It's a Frontier.
Oh, that's their midsize.
That's their midsize. Look at that. And it's the midnight edition.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
It's meant to be. All right, guys, we're gonna put Nick in the driver's seat and see what he thinks as a full-size truck owner. How does he feel about the mid-size truck?
All right, so, ooh, I'm not used to getting into the truck without a side step, man. I can tell you this, your steering is a lot lighter than mine. It's probably because of the tires.
Wheels, yeah.
Tires on my truck,
Yep.
yeah. So if this is the same V6 as what's in the Blazer, if that's what an exhaust essentially would sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
On the Blazer.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is, I think, a lot less intimidating of a truck to own because it's a little more compact. Well, it's a lot more compact, and it feels more like driving a car, or like you said, the mid-size SUV, maybe even a crossover. The only intimidating factor is that it rides a little higher, I think, than a normal truck or even SUV would.
If you're like a new person to trucks in general, this is definitely the way to go.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. You're right. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's easy to drive too. It's we haven't taken it around any turns, but I think it feels a little bit more nimble than my full size. That's just me. I don't know if you felt the same thing when driving mine, but
yeah. That's part of the reason why I feel like the mid-size trucks are going to do better off-road.
Yeah. Bumps don't feel that bad. I don't know. I think you're right about it being tighter, but like I also feel like when my truck goes through bumps, it feels like it's falling apart. You know, just like it takes bumps and like
it keeps ruining everything. I'm gonna unplug
it. It takes bumps and like potholes like horribly. I'm always avoiding potholes in that truck. I don't know why. Because like this right here would feel horrible. But
well, that's where the struts or shocks that are on here come into play, though, because they adapt to the road a lot better than. And I mean, that's the biggest added expense for the ZR2 is the suspension.
You know, honestly, now that I think about it, that feature on this specific trim level, you got to get the ZR2 obviously to have that, right?
Or the ZR2 Bison.
Yeah, that honestly makes this truck feel more like a better ride and a better like all-around vehicle, maybe.
Yeah.
All-season vehicle, I guess I should say.
That just goes to show you, like you can have it both ways.
Yeah, you can have it your way. What is that? Is it McDonald's? Have it your way? I'm pleasantly surprised with this, honestly. I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect.
You said in the previous video, he mentioned that you almost bought a Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, I would have bought one probably, but like I was thinking about towing my car, and I was also like I wanted a bigger bed. I wanted it's technically not a full-size bed because it has an extended cab on it, but it's the biggest bed you could get with the extended cab, and that's what I wanted, because I wanted to be able to put stuff in the back and haul whatever. I mean, I put drywall in the back before. I mean, I had the tailgate down a little bit, but it holds drywall pieces and whatnot. Yeah, it's like it's pretty cool. It's a cool truck. I like it. I think, dude, you need to take this thing off-roading.
Yeah, I know.
You really need to.
I know.
Oh yeah, dude, this thing's so much more nimble.
Yeah.
Like I went up that hill like in nothing. I've had to put that truck in 4-wheel drive to go up the hill. So
yeah, right, that's what I'm talking about. Like this is built for off-roading.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I'm sure it's a blast, like off-road. It's got to be.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we are back from our drive. Nick, what did you think?
Like I said before in the video, or like you had mentioned, I was going to consider buying a Colorado before I bought a Silverado, but my intentions were to tow and my intentions were to haul stuff in the bed. However, that being said, honestly, if I didn't need to do any of that, if I didn't need to tow my trailer, if I didn't necessarily need the bed space, this truck is really cool, and I would definitely buy it. Even the off-roading capabilities of that truck that obviously you or I haven't even tapped into, that's like an added bonus. I think it looks cool, it's functional, and it still drives nice. Like, you could take it, I mean, you drove here from what, Pittsburgh area? What, 3.5 hour drive maybe?
Yep.
And fine, completely fine, right? And like I said, I mean, I drove that truck. That's also okay on road trips too. But going back to, like I said, the purpose of a truck is to haul stuff that a car would not be able to, or even an SUV would not be able to, and additionally tow stuff that you couldn't do with any other vehicle. So this does have a towing capacity that's pretty decent. It fits the bill between a car and a truck.
Yeah.
Or even a small SUV and a truck. You know, and that's what I like about it. And honestly, I'd consider buying one. But if I got one, it'd have to be this.
Yeah.
Like, it'd have to be the ZR2. It'd have to be like the fully loaded edition. I wouldn't buy like the normal Colorado. Like, I got away with it by buying a lower trim model Silverado because there's not much that changes. And I was able to option that truck the way I wanted it to. But with like the ZR, or with the Colorado, I'd have to ZR2 all the way. I think it's cool. It's got, what do you call these, rock sliders?
Yeah.
Rock sliders on the side there. The ZR2 like roll bar, that's really nice. Lights and everything. And the bed, it looks like it would fit some stuff. It's not gonna fit like anything big like lumber or drywall, but
I've used it a couple times for stuff like that. I mean, what you end up having to do is just open up the tailgate, and strap it down.
Are those like the same style as on the Silverado?
Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah, you could probably. Now, did it come like that, or did you do this?
No, it came like that.
Oh, okay.
That's a GM option.
And that's something that, see, that's like old school. Like the old school Chevys had Chevrolet on the back.
Everything's coming full circle with stuff like that.
It is. Oh, look.
Totally drone.
There's the DSSVs in there. And a nice shot of them.
So those are that's the biggest difference there with the suspension and the ZR2s versus any other Colorado. Basically what Nick is saying is, if you didn't need the full-size capabilities of basically, the big one is towing. If you didn't need that, this is something that's much more approachable, especially if you're not used to driving a truck. Now, Nick obviously uses his truck as it is for what he needs it for, towing the Camaro and everything. So he needs something that can tow a pretty good amount. With the Colorado, especially the ZR2, this tows 5,000 pounds. The Z71 would tow 7,000, but of course that's not the one he would want even if he got a Colorado. So this isn't an option for him. So this is basically the same for you guys. If you want to tow, if you have to have gigantic towing ratings and 7,000 or 5,000 pounds is not going to do it, then this isn't an option. If you don't tow that often, and even when you do, it's not that heavy, this is definitely the place I would send you, because this is basically a car that's also a truck. It's very easy to drive, it's very nimble, it's gonna do great things off-road, which is gonna be fun for everyone. So yeah, there you have it. That's basically it.
I don't know, so what do the people think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Let us know down in the comment section, which one are you choosing and why? As I mentioned earlier in this video, guys, part 1 of this video is going to be on the Truck Central YouTube page. I will put that in the description down below, where Nick and I went over his full-size Silverado and kind of decided, you know, what the differences were between them from a mid-size owner driving a full-size. That's basically it, guys. That's going to do it for this video. So if you liked what you saw, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the content here, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to get you an answer. I want to give a big thank you to Nick for being the star guest of today's video. Guys, if you haven't checked him out, I'll put all his information down there as well, but he's a cool dude. Hopefully we'll have him someday on the channel again, doing a little bit more with these trucks. But that's it, so I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys, so Real Truck is a current sponsor for the channel, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what they offer and what they do. So, as you may have figured out by now, it is a truck accessory website, and it's not just for Chevy. You can go there and get Dodge, Ford, whatever kind of manufacturer parts you would like to get, and they offer them at great prices. Of course, I will put the link in the description down below. If you guys are interested, definitely check out Real Truck. They have a wide variety of options for all brands of trucks. They get my big thumbs up. Definitely hit it up.